Investors, we've done it again. Last month, I set a new personal record for most amount of dividends received. And I can almost guarantee this December, I'll be extending that record one more time because I'm continuing to buy dividend stocks. I'm buying ownership into profitable companies that sell goods and services. Every quarter, sometimes even monthly, these companies will share some of those profits and send me a dividend check. It's money that I did not need to work for. This is money that's working for me, even when I sleep, even when I eat, even when I'm thinking about getting paid dividends. I'm actually getting paid dividends. Now, I know the stock market has been hit hard this year, but it's those who invested during those hard times in 2008, 2009. Those are the ones that are literally laughing all the way to the bank. 10 years from now, I have a feeling my only regret will be not putting more money into the stock market while it's down, while the stocks are cheap, while those dividend yields are so high. I'm now making close to $200 every single month after 4.5 years of diligent dividend investing. And part of the reason I'm able to do that is because I invest in companies that consistently have raised their dividend every year. Let's take a look at some of those companies that have raised their dividend this past month. So we have a popular stock like Verizon increasing their dividend by 2%. Now, this has a starting yield of 7.4%, which still sadly is not above inflation these days. One of my favorite real estate companies, VG Properties, raised their dividend 8.3% and now has a starting yield of 5.2%. Realty Income raises their dividend a fraction of a penny. The company has now increased their dividend 118 times since 1994. And how about the dividend aristocrat Texas Instruments, raising their dividend 8%. This company has had amazing dividend growth over the years. We also got one last present from Store Capital before they go back to being a private company. I'm so sad to see this great company go. At least we can enjoy Microsoft still being a public company as they raise their dividend 10%. There's probably people who actually work at Microsoft that didn't get a 10% raise like the shareholders did. Starbucks raises their dividend for the 12th straight year with an 8% raise. We also have Honeywell rounding out the month with a modest 5% raise. Let's get into the reason you actually clicked on this video, to see all the dividends I got paid in September of 2022. Starting off with, we have Visa paying me $5.99. Visa and MasterCard stock have been hammered lately because there's actually bipartisan support to get out this bill that would limit the oligopoly that Visa and MasterCard have. So we'll see if that actually passes, but it's definitely having an impact on their share price. After Visa, we have Honeywell paying me $12.26. This is a great alternative to getting out of 3M because they have so much trouble with their litigation. Speaking of getting out of lawsuits, we have Johnson & Johnson paying me $12.43 this past month. After J&J, we have another controversial company in Pfizer paying me $6. After Pfizer, this big pharmaceutical company, we have Jappy paying me $15.54. Jappy, of course, is a monthly dividend payer. It not only holds dividend stocks in this ETF, it's also doing covered calls, options trading that's able to fund a very high dividend yield. After this monthly paying ETF, we have Microsoft paying us $9.32. I've been thinking about changing my team's Outlook photo at work. I'm curious, how often do you change your Outlook photo? Or do you even have an Outlook photo? After Microsoft, we have Otter Tails paying me a whole 41 cents. I love the Otters, but I don't love 3M. They paid me $19.10. This is a position I've been slowly trying to limit my exposure to, as I think they have a lot of trouble ahead with all their lawsuits. After 3M, we have Applied Materials paying me $9.44. This has probably been the company that I've been buying the most into in 2022. The semiconductor equipment company will definitely be needed in the future since semiconductors are basically in everything. But like most tech companies, it's not notable for its huge dividend, so I only got paid $9.44 from them. After AMAT, we have Prudential Financial paying me $15 $15.73. This is another stock that has a huge starting dividend yield right now. After the folks at Prudential Financial, we have Realty Income, not Reality. This is another monthly payer. They own over 11,000 different commercial properties out there. They paid me $7.46, and this is another company that you can get at a starting yield of over 5%. O is at some near 52-week lows, and I've been putting hundreds of dollars into this investment. So now I have over 40 shares, and I should be getting paid close to $10 every single month now for the rest of my life. If O can keep doing its magic for the foreseeable future. After O, we have McDonald's paying me $13.80. McDonald's, unfortunately, does not seem to really decline in share price, so I've been wanting to buy more, but there's other stocks that are at much more attractive values. But that's not to say that McDonald's is not a great investment. They actually just recently raised their dividend, but we'll cover that in next month's video. After McDonald's, we have Shell paying me $9.72. How about those gas prices, guys? They just continue to keep going up. It's gotten way too ridiculous. After Shell, we have United Health Group, one of the best dividend growth companies out there, paying me $12.23. This is about as safe as it gets with UNH. After UNH, we have Equinix paying me $10.24. Data center REITs have not fared well in 2022. A lot of them are at bargain prices right now. After EQIX, we have a $15.40 payment from BlackRock. This is a bribe that they pay me in order to keep my mouth shut on all their world domination plans. After the company that controls the whole world, we have NewSea paying me $9.10. Now, every week I've slowly been exiting my NewSea position as the ETF really just does not make sense in my portfolio anymore. So $9.10, that dividend will continue to decline until I'm totally out of the position. I've basically been transferring the almost $3,000 I once had in NewSea into more shares of JEPI and into more shares of SCHD. After NewSea, we have a really safe company in waste management providing those essential services, paying us $7.80. After WM, we just talked about them, SCHD paying me $2.17. So I'm still building up my position, still a newer ETF in my portfolio, but one that is really popular here in the YouTube space, and it's no reason why they're so popular. They now have a starting yield of like well over 3.5%, but it has some fantastic companies that are in this ETF that has shown that it can beat the market in the long run. So after SCHD, we have Q Yield paying me $17.36. So I'm still happy with my investment in Q Yield, but I know others in this community have exited this position for some reason. After X Yield, we have Nvidia paying me $1.32, another semiconductor company, another company that's huge into gaming. But of course, this is a very cyclical company. It's gonna really lag behind the market during these tough times when people probably aren't spending as much money on electronics or gaming. So after Nvidia, we have Bank of America paying $10.12. I was just in Charlotte this past week, which is a banking hub, home to Bank of America and Wells Fargo headquarters. After Bank of America, we have NDAC. This is an actual company called the NASDAQ. It's not just an ETF. I actually think this is one of the more hidden gems in the stock market. It's also a great dividend payer, great dividend growth company. Check out the video I have on my channel about NASDAQ if you want more information on this hidden gem. So they pay me $3.54. After the company NASDAQ, we also have Pepsi paying me $13.80. Pepsi delivered a stellar earnings report. Not only are you getting a dividend king with a very reliable business model, but this is a company that's still continuing to grow. Share price has been great for Pepsi in the past. After Pepsi, we have UNP, Union Pacific, paying me $13 flat. I love this railroad giant. They've actually been on quite the dip recently, so I've been buying more shares of this stock. I think it's at a bargain price right now. After this railroad giant, we have Coca-Cola paying me $10.15. KO has continued to fall in share price. It's a pretty defensive company, but this little dip has this company at some pretty high starting dividend yields. I think we can all safely say that Coca-Cola will be paying dividends for years to come. I also got paid $3.27 from X Yield and another $2.55 dividend payment from SCHD in my Roth. Overall, I had 27 companies/ETFs pay me for a grand total of $269.25. That is a 21.3% increase since last year when I only made $222. I also got paid about $18 on my uninvested money from Fidelity, but that's more so interest, so I won't count it toward my dividend total, but it's still passive income that I got, and I'm really glad that Fidelity actually gives a solid interest rate on uninvested cash. When we look at my trailing 3-month average, this is basically how much, on average, I make in dividends every month. I'm now up to $189.82. That's up $3 since last month. And my trailing 3-month total, which is basically how much I make every quarter, is now up to $569.46. That's up almost $9 since last month. I'm still making more money going to the bathroom at work, but man, oh man, this is actually living expenses I can pay with my dividend income, if I wanted to, of course, but I'm putting all that money right back into my portfolio because I know that's how I'm gonna be able to keep this steady cash flow, this snowball, going and getting bigger every single month. Now, I'd love to hear how your portfolio did this past month. I always make these videos to be inspirational, to kind of just track my investing journey, but also to inspire you on your own. I know this is a big money-making tranche for you as well. What were some of your big dividend payers? I put these videos out every single month, so make sure you follow my dividend journey, make sure you're subscribed, man, make sure you've hit that like button so the algorithm actually pushes this type of content out, and I'll buy, stash, and collect cash you on the next one.